Hi everyone, my name is Mark Deary, and today I'm really excited because this year's seniors are graduating today, or they have graduated today as I record this. So it's pretty exciting. I've known them for a few years because I've been in this town for a few years now. So yeah, it's pretty exciting stuff. I'm really happy for them. And it was a really interesting cohort, this group that I had, because yeah, they did a lot of things interesting. Like, it was an interesting spread of students. There were some really high overachievers and some, kids who didn't try that hard, but at the same time, they were all really interesting. Like, it was a good group in the way that there was a good eclectic variety of work that everybody made. Yeah, they made a lot of films. One of the standout films was, I think, in maybe their, like, last year. Like, so they have 2 years of senior, year 11 and year 12. And year 11, one guy he'd been working on this sci-fi film for ages and it just didn't come together. And then on the day it was due, he ended up making a film called The Tree, and it was just a bunch of shots of a tree, and it was hilarious. And anyway, it got the biggest applause when we watched all the films as a class, and I thought that was really interesting. That was the film, and then the next year somebody else hadn't done work, so they made The Tree too. And I think there was 3 tree films in the end, but it's just funny how that became a thing with this group. Yeah, every year when you do teach, like, this is 10 years I've been doing teaching now. And as I said, if you haven't seen any of my other videos, I'm on long service leave from work and I have been for a few months now. And yeah, it's very interesting. But being a teacher for 10 years, it's like one of the big things is you kind of finish with students and let them go into the world. And I do feel like, yeah, I do my best to kind of help everybody who I've taught, learn how to express themselves. That's kind of the main thing we focus on. And I think, yeah, hopefully a lot of these guys learned that, or at least got to have a try of it. And yeah, it's been really good. So I wish them a lot of luck. And I mean, this isn't a very big video today, and if you're not one of those students, it probably means nothing to you. But yeah, I don't know. It's everybody probably remembers having been a student. So maybe I'll do another video to follow up with this one, and I'll just talk about students in general. But yeah, I'm excited, and because I did have them for all of year 11 and year 12, so for 2 years in senior. And like I say, there was a couple of really good filmmakers in there, in the mix in the class, but it's like, it doesn't matter if they're good or bad. It's the self-expression that's exciting and interesting. And, seeing everyone get their friends together and, like, well, they made 3 films, or they had a sleepover, or they, all got together, multiple classes to help a person who wasn't done. Like, seeing everyone coming together, it's like I said in my video yesterday, I think that's the thing that's the most exciting about film stuff. So yeah, I'm proud of them. They got to the end. It's funny because because I've been on long service leave, or this is like the last term of school, so I only missed 3 weeks with them. And during that time, they not really doing anything, a bit of exam revision. We'd already done that. They had to do an external exam about film stuff, and I don't even know what the exam was about. So it's funny how I just am kind of not even thinking about school anymore since being on my long service leave. I'm just thinking about the film I'm working on, Confessions of a Failed Filmmaker, and making these videos and what I'm going to do with the rest of my life, But I'm sure they're thinking the exact same thing, these students who graduated today. Like, future's scary. What are we going to do? What did I learn? What was good about it? So, yeah, I hope they all, like you do every year, you wish them luck. And it's been a pleasure. I love every student I've ever had. I can't really name any student I ever didn't like. So I guess I've just been really lucky in that way. But yeah, it was a great group, and I wish them a lot of luck. And who knows? Like I said, I've said in a few videos, I'm on long service leave, and I'm still at my job. I'm permanently in my job, and I can go back to it at the end of next year. But I don't know, I'm just second guessing the whole thing. So who knows? Maybe they'll be the last film group I ever take all the way through to the end. I don't know. Maybe I'll do another 20 groups. Who knows? But yeah, I really enjoyed teaching these guys, and it's funny because they started out as a composite group, like last year's year 12s, who were just such a great group. They had to be composited twice. So these guys this year got to just be on their own, and that was really nice this year after having had to share with another group. So I got to know them all a bit better than usually you kind of learn the group because you have them for 2 years, whereas these guys I had to share them for 2 years. So it was a good year. Anyway, a bit of a rambly video, and mainly I'm just reflecting, because you always do reflect on the day that the seniors graduate. It's always kind of a day of reflection, and I guess you can kind of take stock of, like, yeah, I think I made a difference in some of those guys' lives, and a lot of them made a difference in my life. Like, I'll remember the tree film for the rest of my life, I'm sure, and a lot of those students I'll remember and there was many, many, many higher quality films than the tree. Well, it's not like it was a good quality film, but the process of it coming together, and like how much everybody got behind him, when it premiered, it got the biggest applause. It was just, just great. Like, and yeah, like I said yesterday, maybe I'm shifting into this more reflective state, because in my 50th video I talked about 50 videos in and working on the documentary, how I've realised that it's the working with people, it's the getting better friendships with your friends, and getting your family in there, like getting closer, like the number of this group who had their mum in it, or their dad in it, or their brother or sister, or their friends, like that's everybody, and like, yeah, it's exciting expressing yourself, trying to make meaning, you know, just having fun, getting closer connections with everybody. So I hope that's what everyone took from having me for a teacher. I don't know. I guess, you know, usually you kind of hear from people on the last day, whereas I won't get to hear from this year because I'm not there. So good times. I hope they, yeah, I hope they all do well. And by well, I don't mean succeed. I just mean be happy and enjoy life, you know. Today I just heard a song from 2011 by Ballpark Music. It's, is it called? It's Nice to Be Alive? Something like that. It's nice to be alive. But I mean, I've heard the song a million times. Came out in 2011. But yeah, I heard it and I was like, oh, what a great song for today. You know, don't stress. That's dumb. Anyway, go listen to that song if you want to know what I'm talking about. But that's going to be my song for the day. And yeah, congratulations to the seniors who graduated today. Well done, guys. It was a pleasure teaching you. And everybody else, I hope you have a great day. Remember back to your graduation if you've graduated, and dream towards it if you haven't. And yeah, I'm going to keep making movies. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching today.